I'm Scott Boyd and welcome to my review of our Atlantic Caravan, the Muchison. My wife and I are very proud owners of this caravan since Christmas 2016, and I just wanted to take it for a couple of long runs before I did this review. The first trip was with the family, my wife and my daughter and son. We went to the coast for a couple of weeks, so we had a great opportunity to check out the annex as well. My wife and I recently returned from a massive trip from the centre of New South Wales right to Winton in Queensland. We free camped for most of the way, so we gave the van a pretty good run. Generally speaking, most of the features are pretty standard among all caravans. I'm only going to touch on the little things that are a little bit different on this van compared to other brands. I want to cover the stuff we like and a few things we're not so fond of. The first thing you notice about the Caravan is its great styling. My wife and I both love the colour scheme, and we got many comments about the electric blue colouring of the van and the wheels when we were away. When we purchased the van, we got the all-terrain pack. Now this includes Torflex suspension, wheels, tyres and a stone guard. We also got the electronic stability control included, which is a must on larger vans. There is a good sized toolbox plus 2 gas bottles mounted on the front A-frame of the Caravan. Underneath the toolbox is a mesh tray, which is a great place to store the stowage hose and also the water hose. However, it is a tad hard to get to. Because of all this paraphernalia at the front of the van, there's no real room to put the stone guard on. However, I manufactured a bracket that the stone guard would sit on, and that bracket then goes in place of the jockey wheel, and that goes on and off when we're travelling and driving, and that system works really well. The front toolbox is a good size. It takes all your jacks, your chocks, anything you want to put in it. We've got a couple of gas bottles in there, small gas bottles. It's a good size, very handy big toolbox. The front boot runs right through from one side to the other side. It's big enough to put tables and chairs and other spacious things in. It even has a light at both ends which swivels at night so you can see what you're doing. How cool is that? There's a good sized solar cell on the roof, but there is an input on the right hand side of the van, so if you want to put more solar cells, you just plug them straight in and it goes through the van's management system. The outside also has a TV point which is linked to the DVD player inside it, as well as external speakers which work well at low volumes. However, you wouldn't want to have them cranked up too loud as they do distort a little bit. At the back of the Caravan there is a huge storage box, and it even has power outlets inside it. We also had an external shower fitted to ours, although we haven't really used it that much yet. Its work seems to go okay. Plenty of flow. There is no high mounting point for the shower head, but we'll have to address that later on. I also made a tube up that sits on the back of the rear bumper, and this is just to take our fishing rods and things. On our first trip away we used the annex. It was really good and spacious. It was easy to set up and very sturdy. There was high winds and it didn't even move an inch. The awning is pretty standard. It just is a manual awning and it rolls out fine and rolls back fine. However, there is a slight issue when the awning is down and the leg's not fully extended. The front boot hits it very slight, just touches it slightly. Obviously inside the Caravan we get to choose the colour scheme to customise it to our taste. My wife even got the wine cooler she was after, which proved to be invaluable for happy hour. The bedroom area is a pretty standard layout, common to most vans. There is absolutely excellent cupboard space all around. The bed lifts up and there's extra storage space under there. There's also cupboard doors to gain access under the bed. On both sides of the bed there is even a bigger storage cupboard, which is great for large items like jackets and dresses, etc. The bed itself is extremely comfortable, being an inner spring mattress. No complaints there, it was great. In the bedroom area, this is where the entertainment system is. We got an extra large television and the full entertainment system that works quite well. However, the radio reception is pretty hopeless, and the TV antenna doesn't seem to have quite the pickup of our old Jayco expander. In the bedroom area, we did notice that one of the cupboards mildly scraped on the lino floor, which had a very slight bubble in it. The lounge area is very comfortable and doubles as a dinette. The cushions and the magazine holders are all done in brown leather. There's a dual USB charging facility and a 12-volt charging socket located just here. The manufacturer was really good in allowing us to increase the size of the dinette table by 100mm, allowing us to have 4 people to eat at the table comfortably. We also had slide-out footrests installed, which the salesman told us would support a weight of another person for the dinette table, but on looking at it, I don't think it would. So we made some drop-down legs to support the extra weight that would take, and it works really well. This whole area is filled with storage, with overhead cupboards, as well as storage for smaller items under the dinette table, as well as a slide-out drawer at the end of the seats. A couple of minor issues in this area. There is a slight crack appearing in the wall panelling just under the reading lamp, which the manufacturer said they will address the next time we have it back to them. The window. It looks great where it is. However, as soon as you sit down at the dinette table, you can't see very well out of it. It needs to be either bigger or lower down, so when you're sitting down eating at the dinette, you can actually see out of it much more comfortably. My wife loves the layout of the kitchen area and finds it very practical and functional, with a great bench space and preparation area. The microwave is in a good location, allowing hot items to be taken out of the oven and placed directly on the sink. When we ordered the van, we had the oven taken out and a pot drawer in its place, which my wife adores. The pull-out pantry is great, but after using them for a while, we found it's hard to maximise the use of the space, and you lose a lot of storage area with them, but they are convenient. The bathroom. The bathroom was one of the key selling points for us. The size is just perfect. It has more space than you can poke a stick at. In fact, the last time we went away in there were still empty cupboards. Bench space in the bathroom is extremely generous. It has a very large mirror. Only problem is you can't see your face in it. So an extra mirror or something higher would be good. Maybe a mirror in the cupboard yet. We've got to work on that one. There's a good sized washing machine that works very well and can do a reasonable load of washing. That makes this a practical washing machine rather than something you can only wash a handkerchief in. We're not really sure if we like the toilet. It doesn't seem to flush that well. It also uses clean water from the tank and not its own pink water. Now some people may like this. I think I'd rather having the pink water. I think it's a little bit fresher going through the system. The size of the cassettes is a bit smaller than our previous fan as well, but it seems to be common of most fans this size. General comments. A standout feature is the lighting throughout the van. It's excellent. Using LED downlights plus reading lights at the back of the lounge and both sides of the bed. It also has mood lighting LED in long strips that shine up on the roof. It gives a nice cool effect at night time, and well, it's just a nice soft light. The light on the outside of the van was also very good. It's LED, so it doesn't draw much power, and it seems to light up the annex reasonably well. As I said earlier, the biggest selling point of this caravan to us was the layout, and they absolutely adore the big bathroom. The amount of silicone sealant on the outside may be a bit excessive. When travelling in dusty condition, every bead of silicone attracts the dust. It looks rather unsightly against the dark colours of the van. Some of the workmanship and attention to detail is also lacking, especially where the eye cannot see. Small things like pencil lines or rough silicone sealant behind the bathroom basin could be easily addressed in manufacturing. The van also seems to handle and tow quite well, although the ATCO stability control does take a little bit of getting used to. For example, when the van is rocking on some really rough roads, occasionally you'll feel the van brakes apply, and that feels a bit unsettling until you get used to it. And once we went right over some speed humps at an angle, and that also made the van brakes apply, which was a bit unsettling as well. But once you get used to it and you know it's there, it's fine. Overall, my wife and I love this Caravan. It's a pleasure to live in, and it's like having your own condo on wheels. It's great to be able to escape in a little bit of luxury wherever we want to go.